is Jordan, which is kind of annoying this question, but now that LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 39,000 point careers, also ranking top 5 in assists and still climbing rankings in rebounds, blocks, and steals, all while consistently playing 20-plus seasons at an elite level for an old man, winning 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and making 19 All-NBA teams. Who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
You know, those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe. It's just different eras. I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
In the team's best interest, in your best interest to play all 82. Is that something you thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal, but we'll see. But I don't. It's something I ain't discussing right now.
1 hour later.
Stuff like this. Is there many things you lean on to try to?
And I had a teammate. He says, "You twist your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. You know, this is you need to." I said, "No, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact."
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
A devoted LeBron James fan stepped up to Charles Barkley armed with every statistic, milestone, and achievement imaginable. He was convinced that LeBron's incredible resume alone would settle the debate. But within minutes, Barkley carefully dismantled his argument, 1 point at a time. The biggest surprise, however, came later when Michael Jordan's recent comments on NBC unintentionally reinforced everything Barkley was saying. Jordan never addressed the fan, wasn't present for the exchange, and likely never even knew it happened. Yet his remarks about his own mindset and today's NBA ended up challenging the entire stats-based argument for LeBron. By the end, it became clear why many people who watched both legends at their peak believe numbers alone can't decide the greatest player of all time. During a fan Q&A, a man named Jordan walked to the microphone, an ironic twist considering the topic. He spoke with complete confidence, presenting his case like a lawyer delivering a final argument. One by one, he listed LeBron's accomplishments, over 40,000 career points, making him the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Top 5 rankings in assists with impressive numbers in rebounds, blocks, and steals. 22 seasons of elite basketball, for championships, for MVP awards, and an incredible 21 All-NBA selections. As each accomplishment was mentioned, the crowd became more energized because, on paper, the resume seemed almost impossible to argue against. The fan finished by challenging Barkley to explain how anyone could rank another player ahead of LeBron. Barkley paused before answering, wearing the expression of someone about to explain a lesson that wasn't as complicated as it seemed. Instead of criticizing LeBron, he immediately praised him, calling him one of the greatest players he had ever watched. The fan clearly wasn't expecting that response, but after giving LeBron his respect, Barkley shifted the conversation, and that's when he delivered the first major point, one that many passionate LeBron supporters rarely want to confront.
It's just different eras. I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He didn't go to college for 3 years. You have to factor that in also. He had a 3-year head start on Michael. Okay, since you want me that. So, I'm going to just give a couple of things about, if he wanted to do it fair, he would say, well, how many games did Michael Jordan play compared to LeBron?
Barkley then pointed out an important piece of context that often gets overlooked. LeBron entered the NBA straight out of high school at just 18 years old, while Michael Jordan spent 3 seasons at the University of North Carolina before beginning his professional career. That meant LeBron started building his NBA totals 3 to 4 years earlier, giving him extra seasons to accumulate points, rebounds, and assists while Jordan was still playing college basketball. Instead of focusing only on career totals, Barkley suggested looking at a more balanced comparison, how each player performed over the same number of NBA games. From that perspective, the conversation changes dramatically. Jordan had scored roughly 5,000 more points than LeBron through an equivalent number of games, a gap that represents about 2.5 full NBA seasons of scoring. Barkley's point wasn't to dismiss LeBron's achievements, but to show that raw career totals don't always tell the complete story when comparing players from different career paths.
And actually, if you look at the numbers, Michael actually had 5,000 more points in his career, same number of games. 5,000, which is 2.5 NBA seasons. But you have to factor in, Michael went to college for 3 years. And if you remember, he broke his foot his first year, and he retired for 2 years. So if Michael went to the NBA 3 years sooner, not missed his rookie year with a broken foot, and not retired for 2 years, he would be the all-time leading scorer.
Barkley continued by adding even more context. He reminded everyone that Jordan missed nearly his entire second NBA season after breaking his foot. On top of that, Jordan stepped away from basketball for 2 full seasons to pursue professional baseball. According to Barkley, if Jordan had entered the NBA at 18 like LeBron, avoided the major injury, and never left the league for baseball, he likely would have finished as the NBA's all-time leading scorer instead. Faced with that perspective, the fan had little to argue, because it highlighted how career circumstances can significantly affect lifetime totals. But Barkley wasn't done. He brought up another statistic that had recently caught attention on Inside the NBA, one that completely changed the conversation about longevity. Jordan recorded 562 games, with at least 30 points, during just 15 seasons. LeBron, despite playing 22 seasons, has 559 such games. In other words, even with 7 additional years in the league, LeBron still trails Jordan in one of the clearest measures of elite scoring. That statistic supports Barkley's larger point. Playing longer isn't the same as performing at a higher level. The numbers reinforce that argument even further. Jordan finished his career with an NBA record scoring average of 30.1 points per game, while LeBron averages an outstanding 27.0 points. Jordan also captured 10 scoring titles, compared to 1 for LeBron. Viewed together, those achievements suggest that LeBron became the league's all-time leading scorer through remarkable longevity and sustained excellence, while Jordan's legacy was built on unmatched scoring dominance. They are both extraordinary accomplishments, but they represent 2 very different paths to greatness.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Did you ever look at how many shots Michael Jordan took and how many shots LeBron took?
I did not.
Michael Jordan.
They were both gunners.
Michael Jordan took way more shots.
Well, that was his job.
You know, it's all about winning championships.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Barkley then shifted the discussion away from statistics and toward something many fans believe is just as important: how each superstar built his legacy. Michael Jordan spent his entire championship career with the Chicago Bulls, the team that drafted him. After years of being eliminated by the Detroit Pistons, he didn't leave in search of an easier opportunity. Instead, he stayed, improved, and eventually led Chicago past its biggest obstacle. That journey turned the Bulls into the defining dynasty of the 1990s, winning 6 championships in 8 years with essentially the same core. LeBron's path looked very different. After 7 seasons in Cleveland without winning a title, he left for Miami to join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That move helped spark the modern era of superstar collaborations, where elite players team up through free agency to pursue championships. Later, LeBron returned to Cleveland, where the franchise traded for Kevin Love to strengthen the roster. When that chapter ended, he moved to the Lakers and paired with Anthony Davis. Across his career, LeBron won championships with 3 different teams and multiple star-studded lineups, creating a legacy built on adapting to new situations rather than remaining with one organization. Barkley has consistently ranked Jordan first, Kobe Bryant second, and LeBron third, arguing that the difference comes down to how their championship teams were assembled. He believes Jordan's success came from developing within one franchise, while LeBron often joined or helped build championship-caliber rosters. Similar opinions have been echoed by other former players, who argue that LeBron helped shape the modern trend of superstar team building. Supporters of LeBron often point to Scottie Pippen as evidence that Jordan also had star teammates. Barkley's response is that the situations weren't the same. Pippen was acquired through the Bulls front office and developed alongside Jordan, while Jordan never left Chicago after repeated playoff losses. Instead, he stayed until he finally defeated the Pistons and reached the top. In Barkley's view, building a contender through the draft is fundamentally different from forming one through free agency and major trades. After all the debate, someone asked the fan one final question. Forget the statistics and imagine a Game 7 with a championship on the line. If you could choose only one player, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant, who would you trust? Without hesitation, the fan stayed loyal to his original position and chose LeBron, despite everything Barkley had argued.
And let me tell you something. LeBron, we compare him favorable to Magic Johnson. He's a more of a triple threat than Michael was. I'll agree with that. But let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me in your heart. If you had one game and you said, I need to win Game 7, would you want LeBron, Michael, or Kobe in one game win all?
LeBron.
Okay.
At that point, Barkley moved beyond the statistics and into what he believes is the biggest difference between the two legends, the way they built their careers. In his view, numbers only tell part of the story. The real debate begins when you look at the paths they took to reach championship success. Michael Jordan spent his entire title-winning career with the Chicago Bulls, the franchise that drafted him. For years, the Detroit Pistons stood in his way, knocking the Bulls out of the playoffs again and again. Instead of leaving to find an easier situation, Jordan stayed, worked through the setbacks, and eventually overcame them. That perseverance helped transform Chicago into the NBA's dominant team of the 1990s, winning 6 championships in 8 seasons without breaking apart its core. LeBron James followed a very different journey. After 7 seasons in Cleveland without winning a championship, he made the famous move to Miami, joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Many believe the decision changed the league, ushering in an era where superstars teamed up through free agency to maximize their title chances. When Miami's championship window closed, LeBron returned to Cleveland, where Kevin Love was added to strengthen the roster. Later, he left again for Los Angeles, teaming up with Anthony Davis. Winning championships with multiple franchises and different supporting casts created a legacy that contrasts sharply with Jordan's one-team dynasty. Because of that difference, Barkley has long ranked Jordan first, Kobe Bryant second, and LeBron third on his all-time list. He argues that Jordan and Kobe primarily built championship teams from within their organizations, while LeBron often joined or helped assemble ready-made contenders. Similar opinions have been shared by other NBA legends, who believe LeBron played a major role in popularizing the superstar team-building era. Whenever this topic comes up, fans often point to Scottie Pippen as Jordan's star teammate. Barkley's response is that the situations weren't comparable. Pippen was drafted and developed by the Bulls, while Jordan remained loyal to Chicago even after years of playoff disappointments. Rather than changing teams, he stayed until he finally defeated the Pistons and reached the top. Barkley sees a clear distinction between developing a championship roster through the draft and creating one through free agency and blockbuster trades. After all the debate, someone asked the fan one final question. If everything came down to a single Game 7 with a championship on the line, and you had to choose between LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant, who would you trust? Despite every argument Barkley had made, the fan never changed his mind. His answer remained the same: LeBron James.